Hello and welcome to the Lords of the Fallen Easy Allies preview. One of the very first games I ever reviewed was the original Lords of the Fallen, so it's, you know, come full circle. Yeah, it's really cool. Kind of one of the first, like, Souls-like clones back then. I always think of that and Bound by Flame. I had the honor and privilege of going to a preview event, and I got to play a couple hours of Lords of the Fallen, Brad, and I came away so hyped.
Oh, okay.
Very, very positive impression for Lords of the Fallen.
Good.
Played on a PC with an Xbox controller. You know, the game is months out, and ran into a couple little hiccups there. One of the bosses glitched out of bounds.
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
But you know, all that stuff, dude. They're working on it. Everything else ran great, felt great. Everything was great. But definitely an early build because some of the sound effects too were even missing.
Okay.
So it was like pretty early on. The overview, I got a little cheat sheet, little guide they gave us all because there's a lot going on in this game. There's a lot, but very, very quick setting summary. Super dark fantasy.
Yeah.
Super Souls vibe. I mean, they were talking about Souls. They, it's not even copying or nodding. It is just like they're inspired by it. You know, this is something they want to make because they love it so much. Basically, you're a dark crusader and you're trying to kill the demon god Adir.
Cool.
Or
simple. I like it.
Yeah. You have like this lantern, which is one of the main mechanics of the game, and you can kind of see into the umbral dimension. There's two dimensions.
Okay.
It's the living is axiom, and the dead is umbral. So this lantern, let's dive into this. First of all, character creator. They were like, please don't spend time on this character creator. You have so much to see and do, so little time. So I did not fully mess around with that.
Did it seem robust though from what you saw?
Yeah, it seemed pretty good. There were some sliders and things to do. Yeah. Classes.
Yeah.
Soul style.
Yeah.
I chose like a fighter berserker barbarian type with like a wolf pelt helmet thing.
Cool.
Lot of heavy melee damage, but they also took a lot of damage too.
Yeah, berserker. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, again, there were so many jokes about the Souls-like formula. They were just joking around, you know. They were like, okay, you're going to fight the first boss, and, you know, this is a Souls-like, so you know what's going to happen. You know.
Yeah.
You get wiped out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. There's heavy cutscenes in this. Story, like, you know, not as cryptic as a Souls game, maybe.
Yeah, it's more straightforward.
Yeah, a little more focused narrative. This, like, basically the Witch King of Angmar is, like, riding his Nazgul. And he's coming down, taking people out. Dude, one of the cutscenes early on was like pretty dramatic. I was into it, Brad. I was like, this is pretty. I was like, this is pretty sick. I'm like invested in this. But the lantern.
Yes, I was gonna ask you about this.
I want to talk about this lantern because so you have the lantern and you can bring it up and peer into the other world, and it has a lot of functions. There's so much functionality to this lantern. You can, you know, maybe see hidden doors. Like, this is a brick wall, bring up the lantern, now I can go through it.
Okay, cool.
Super cool. You can use it in combat, Brad, and it is...
So like some Alan Wake thing?
Some Alan Wake, yeah. It's like... So, one of the main things is you can siphon an enemy's soul out of their body. There's a charge up, so it's a little tricky to do because enemies are coming right at you. But you can rip their soul out momentarily.
Okay.
And then when you damage them, you do more damage.
Okay.
And I think if you attack the soul, you can apply like withered damage. So withered damage is like, it reduces your max, you know? But you can get it back.
Okay.
Like one of those mechanics of like, yo, this part of my health bar is grayed out. I can get it back if I hit them. But so you can apply that to the enemy.
So is this something you use in like, you're gonna want to use in every fight?
I think using it gives you a little bit of withered damage. So there's a small risk reward there.
Okay.
Because if you use it too much and then you just get one little hit, you're losing a lot of your health.
Okay.
And you have your Estus flask, you've got your bonfires, all that stuff is still there. So First boss, nothing really crazy, just like this big, big Nazgul.
Was it actually the beginning of the game, you said?
Yeah, did a little tutorial going up to that spot. Yeah, like look at these freaks. You can't see it. There's some good freakos.
Can
here.
you describe where you start, like the environment you're in
Yes.
to me a little bit?
Yes, Brad. Heavy duty cathedral vibes.
Okay, very good.
Decrepit street vibes. Like dude, this oh my god, this part gave me nightmares. Okay, let me tell you, I'm gonna go to the hardest part in this entire
Lay it on me.
demo, Brad. Oh my god. Okay. So first of all, I was beating bosses first try and they were stunned. Because that's how we do it at Easy Allies.
That's I think that's the typical, when you're playing a game at an event, and the developer's like, "Oh, you're so good."
But people around us were dying a lot. They had to help. I don't know who they were. Someone had to get like assistance. So, killing boss is easy. Get to the section where it's like on the cliffside. There's some platforming because you can jump.
Okay.
Straight up, I'm like jumping to like wooden plank things. Enemies are like shooting at me, and I'm trying to like jump on this shit.
That sounds fun.
You have to like progress up. I died like 15 times here to a variety of reasons too. Like it was not just one type of death. It was amazing. I would fall to my death. I would get ambushed to my death. I would, get range filthed. I would like try to climb a ladder, and this big Mikolash freak has like a spiked cage on his head.
Oh, it is Mikolash.
And he's doing like this move, you know?
Slamming it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm getting taken out.
Cool.
And then one of my other favorites was I'm on this tight little catwalk, and I'm fighting this enemy, and I hit like an explosive pustule on the wall and go flying off
my
to my
God.
death.
That's awesome.
It was merciless. It was hardcore. One of the greatest insights the director told me, Brad, was he wanted the original version of the game, the original vision was no fast travel whatsoever. None.
Okay.
Just walking. He was like, it was too much.
Yeah.
So we added like the bonfire warping, you know? And then this is a cool mechanic. Want to hear your thoughts on this?
Okay.
Okay. You get these little like seed things. Apparently they're extremely rare. They were hyping up how rare they are. So if you bring up your lamp, by the way, sometimes it'll hint you to bring up your lamp. You'll see like moths flying around.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you bring up your lamp, you'll see a little like garden. You can throw a seed down there, and then that'll be a respawn point.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, very limited item, they said. So limited.
Okay.
Use with caution.
Okay.
So then he was saying, because he likes it hardcore, the director of this game. He loves the hardcoreness.
Yeah.
New Game Plus, like, takes that shit away.
Oh, that's cool.
And like,
Maybe. I don't know. I wonder how that'll work.
Yeah.
Because I wonder I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they'll just make like runbacks feel longer.
Yeah, I wonder. Because there were some spots where it was like, yo, you need a key to open this door, and it looked like a shortcut. I think I could have bought a key from someone.
Okay, yeah.
There was a hub area in a really cozy Gothic cathedral. Bunch of NPCs hanging out. I was using a axe.
Weapons, yeah.
I was using a sword, and then I found a better axe.
Okay.
And it's classic, single hand, two hand. I picked up a shield, but I didn't use it because I was like doing the two-handed axe. Inventory, exactly like you'd expect from Souls. Quick slot items,
Is gear the same kind of like heavier?
heavier gear.
Okay.
Stats with that. So all that stuff you've come to expect. There were mini bosses, tons of mini bosses. There was like this mini boss. This is more lantern stuff. So I told you about, being able to see and being able to suck their soul. But also, some enemies will have a not hidden, but like in the other, you gotta use your lantern, it'll buff them. And they'll be like nigh invincible. So you have to like suck that thing first, get that out of there, then the enemy will be vulnerable, and then you can start attacking the enemy. But one of these bosses, like, had some henchmen and that, like, buff going on.
Whoa.
So you have to deal with the henchmen, you know, the buff, take that out. She's coming at you. She looks like she's straight out of Blasphemous. She's got some freaking helmet thing. Yeah. She had some, like, flail. Doing like sick, yeah, it was nuts.
Awesome.
Yeah,
sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah. So really good environments, really good enemy types, a lot of variety just from the little bit I played. Combat felt nice and crunchy, good impacts everywhere. Not all the sound was there,
right?
Which, you know, made me think. Shout out to Sekiro for just the sound, like the Sekiro sound, dude. Gold standard. There, dude, feeling the Mikiri counter, just like the death blows. So working on that, but everything I played it felt so good, Brad. One other mechanic. Speaking of Sekiro, great segue here. When you die, you can die once. Shadows die twice, baby. So you die once.
Oh, you revive?
So you die once, and you go into the Umbral Dead World until you find you have a second chance. You can get out of this, right? So when you're in this world, Brad. Okay.
Yeah.
When you're in the Umbral world, you'll just like start taking wither damage on your health. Just like, so you got to keep attacking to like keep that up. Enemies will just like spawn and become more aware of you. There's like some Eye of Sauron looking meter that's filling up. Like enemies are aware of your presence.
Okay.
So they're gonna be more aggressive, more are gonna spawn. And then if you die in there, classic Souls style, that's where your souls go, and then you can like recover
hold
them.
on a second.
Yeah.
So let's say you're in a boss fight,
Yeah.
and you died, and you're in this other world. Are
Yes.
you in the boss fight still?
Yes.
So you're fighting the boss still, but there's
Yes.
other stuff now there?
So I don't know if other enemies respawn. I can't confirm that.
Okay.
I don't know if any other enemies would come, because you'll see these like Shadow Realm freakos, and if you wait long enough, they'll like materialize and come at you.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know that specific.
Okay.
But yeah, so you go into that realm. What I really loved about it too, though, Brad, really smart, dude. This game is so smart. So there's like puzzles, not like insane puzzles, but like you need to use the lantern to maybe like pull huge chunks of
that's cool.
like rocks to bring to you, right?
Yeah.
Some of that stuff you have to be in the Umbral Plane. So you have to self-sacrifice yourself to go into the dead zone. Now you're on one life just to progress through this point. So I assume there's going to be like really hardcore spots where it's like, okay, you got to be in the Umbral Zone to progress through this area.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. So
sounds like there's some good potential here.
Really good potential. Super hyped on this game, Brad.
Yeah. Sounds good.
One of the bosses that I killed was like Joan of Arc cross Melania.
Whoa.
Had like phoenix wings and shit. Covered in blood. This lady was just drenched. Dripping in blood. And it was like, you know, big arena, slamming around. She was like, you know, she would fly up and then like fly at you. She would summon little shadow clones of herself. Big AoE zone on the ground. Like electric swords are falling and shit.
Sick.
So,
Is there online in this game? Single player only?
Great question, Bradley Ellis. Full, seamless co-op.
Oh, wow. That's
100% seamless co-op. They didn't talk about any PvP, which there is.
Oh.
But we didn't talk about it.
Okay.
There is PvP, though.
Full seamless co-op.
Full seamless co-op. Or single player, whichever you prefer.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Cool, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So get ready for some streams on this thing, dude. This thing is so...
I'm pumped.
I'm really excited about this because, you know, we've played a ton of Souls-like. Some hit, some miss. The original Lords of the Fallen at the time I thought was okay. This has already left like a really big impact on me. Like we got to play for a little over 3 hours. Time flew by. It flew by. They came over and they were like, yeah, we're done. And I was like, oh, no. Like I kept wanting to play this thing. So
awesome.
Yeah,
it sounds really good.
So Lords of the Fallen coming out in October. Pretty stacked month, but the Gothic horror vibes of it lend themselves.
Fits right in to me.
Fits right in.
Yeah.
So definitely extremely high on my radar.
Yeah.
I'll be watching,
Absolutely.
I'll be waiting, and we'll be playing Lords of the Fallen
in
October.
We will.
See you then.